Good morning, it's 10 o'clock and it's time for Victory Time with me, Victory Ikechukwu, as your host. A warm welcome to all my viewers all over the world. Wherever you are watching me from, you are highly welcome. Before I go into the topic I have for us today, I would like to encourage you to share this video, let people know about it so that they will be blessed. Encourage people to like the page, chat room with Dr. Victory, to watch all my past videos that has been a blessing to you in one way or the other, so that they will be blessed as well. Victory Time is the time I bring teachings that will help us live victoriously in our everyday lives, and also in those aspects of our life that will always feel defeated. I bring teachings that will help us to have victory. Let's appreciate God for the gift of life before I go to the topic I have for us today. Because you and I know that being alive is really by the mercy of God. It's not that because we are superhuman or because we know what to do. Father, we thank you today for the gift of life, for the privilege of seeing this wonderful month of October. We appreciate you. We say, may your name alone be glorified. Have your way in today's teaching to the glory of your name, in the name of Jesus. Amen. All right, the topic I have for us today is titled Good Communication with Your Children. Good communication with your children. Communication, the word communication simply means the impacting or exchanging of information by speaking, writing, or using a medium. It actually means the way of sending or receiving messages, or information through phone or computer. That is another one. But I can also say finally that it is the process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols or sign, etc. This is just a meaning. But today we'll be talking more on good communication with our children. Most parents don't even know how to communicate with their children, don't know how to talk with their children. It is only trying to, give a command on them or telling them what to do and all that, or, trying to effect discipline to them, or trying to be hard, or trying to let them do something. Communication has a lot to do with interacting. Don't be just sharing, just trying to know how they feel, trying to bond with them. It's really actually a very good way of bonding with your children. Let it not only be the time you want to pass across information, or the time you want to effect discipline, or the time you just want to shout at them and all that. No, communication is really a key in every relationship. We need to remember that communication is very important in every relationship. We need to talk openly and be good listeners. We need to talk openly. We need to be good listeners, not only harsh, not only when we are fighting or when we are trying to give commands to the children. Generally, I'm just speaking about the importance of communication, but I'll be zeroing in on our children. It's really important. Most parents are having problem with their children because they don't know how to talk with them. Most of the time, the problem you're having with your children, you actually be thinking that the children are the reason why you're having problem or misunderstanding with them, without you knowing that you as a parent, it's the problem. So if you can sit back this morning and relax as a parent, you will actually be learning something that will be of a great help. Maybe you have been doing it the wrong way. You actually learn the right way to talk to your children, and you will make amends. And also, I want to refer to my past video. I think it's titled Raising Children 101, 202, 303, and 404. That is part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. It really help you on how to handle children. But today specifically, it's going to be on how to speak to your children, how to talk to your children at the different stages of life and the different levels where they are. Most parents are lacking in this aspect. They don't know. I was once there. I remember I said God told me that I should use my practical examples to help parents, because I that I'm teaching, I'm not coming from the moon. I have been there, but I learned and it helped me try and help me to make amends. So if you can pay attention to what you'll be hearing this morning, it will really be of a great help to you. Most people can learn how to communicate more effectively. That is to say the right thing that is to say how to say the right thing and at the right time, not to cause a fight. Communication is actually a key, knowing what to say and how to say it. Most people, they know what to say, but they don't know how to say it. There's a whole lot of difference between knowing what to say and how to say it. In a relationship, let's say for example between a man and a woman, maybe you're having a misunderstanding. It all depends on the how do you package that you want to say. How will you say it so it doesn't cause problem? Most of the time what you're saying is the right thing, but the way you say it will cause problem, will even cause separation between you and your husband or between you and your wife. So communication is really a key. That's why this teaching is coming this morning. Remember I said earlier on, most parents that are having problem with their children, actually they are the fault, not the children, because you don't know how to talk to them. You should know how to talk to people. You should know how to talk to your wife. You should know how to talk to your husband. You should know how to talk to your children. It will go a long way of making the society we are a better place. Learn as a parent. Learn. You can go ahead to read books about children. I did that myself. Learn. It will make a whole lot of difference. As a parent, whether man or a woman, you should know how to talk to your child at every age level that he or she may be at that particular time. Maybe you have not been talking to them or communicating to them in the right way. Yes, we know as a parent you need to talk to them, you need to discipline, you need to give out commands and all that, but you need to know how to present it. Most of the time we know what to say, but we don't know how to say it. Whether it's a child, might say, okay, it's a child, it's a baby, or other. No, we have different ways of talking to them in love so that they will not feel offended. Remember, we are all human. All right, I'll be starting this morning with age 0 to 2, which we all know as the baby stage. That is the baby stage of a child life. In this early stage, touch is actually the form of communication. Remember, when they're small, their fists are closed. Sometimes when you try to stick one of your finger inside, they open it and they grab it. So they need warmth, they need love, they need understanding. In this early stage, touch is the first form of communication. Use tone and body language to enhance what you say. Remember that time they cannot talk, they cannot express themselves, but they are watching, they are looking at you, you carry them, you just use body language and tone, you sing and all that. So don't say, okay, he's a baby, I can treat him or her anyhow. No, even that time a high level of knowledge of communication is really needed. Respond to the baby talk with conversation. Yes, you talk to them. I remember even as I'm talking right now, when I went to give birth to my last baby, I remember the nurses, they talk to them as if they are adults. Just a baby of, you can say, not even completely a day, a few minutes old. They will say, you're making noise, you're disturbing these other ones that are sleeping. Yeah, we should learn from those. I think it's as a result of what they were taught in school, in their medical studies. So you should talk to your child, talk to the baby, despite they cannot talk that time, but they hear and they are watching you. So you need to talk to them with love and understanding. Talking to your child despite their comprehension will go a long way to encourage his or her language skill. Remember, I'm talking about 0 to 2 years. So even as a baby, you need to talk to them. You need to, show them love and understanding to actually help them in their development of their language skill. Let's go to the second stage, which is the ages of 3 to 5. That is the toddler stage. In this toddler stage, you really need to give them attention, and they are actually known as attention seekers. By the grace of God, I have one. My last child is just 5 years now. You can see sometimes when I'm talking to his older brother that are teenagers, he will try to come in, try to say something. When you understand that stage, that they really seek attention, you will not try to hurt their emotion. You will handle it well. I will tell him most times, I said, do you think they're taking all the attentions, or don't you want me to talk to them and all that? So these are the ways to handle, especially that stage, the toddler stage. You give them that complete attention that they needed when possible, not always all the time, because most of the time when I'm talking with adults, or I'm talking with the father, he tried to intervene. I am teaching him. I say, you need to say excuse me to say whatever you need to say. You don't just come and just interrupt whatever I'm saying. So all these things has to be done in love. Another point is watch your tone and body language. Watch your tone. Don't be too harsh. Remember, they're just toddlers, 3 to 5. Help your child to put his or her emotions into words. Allow them to talk instead of crying. Remember, at this stage, they've not really mastered how to do things. You as a parent are there to help them. Most of the time, they cry. I told you I have one in my house right now. He's 5 and he'll be turning 6 January. So these are the things that I'm experiencing myself. So you need to tell them, say, I used to tell him, say what you want. Now he's learning. He needs to say it instead of crying, and that crying will aggravate you or irritate you, to do what you're not supposed to do. Use the help strategy to develop emotional regulation skill. Always be ready to help this child. Always be ready to help. Don't say, okay, Dr. Victory, I'm done giving birth. I don't even have a child that is 5-year-old or 10-year-old. But by the grace of God, you will be a grandparent someday. So all this will be of a great help. Or let's say, most people are children teacher in children churches. You need to know this as well. Or you say, okay, you're believing God for a child. You've not gotten your child yet. This also will go a long way. Thank you so much, my sister, for watching. Sister Chidima, God bless you. I appreciate you. God bless you. So this will go a long way to help you. Maybe you are a children's teacher in a children's church, or you are believing God for your child. You need to have this knowledge. By the time your child comes, you will be highly equipped to knowing what to do. Another point on the ages of 3 to 5, offer limited choices and simple explanation in order for the child to understand you better. Explain more. Most of the time, especially when from 3 years to 5 years, they don't know what to do. Sometimes they try to, impose things on you. They want to behave like adults, and most of the time they make mistakes. They need to be put in order. They don't know what they're doing. So don't expect the child should know. That is the essence of training or parenting as a parent. That's the thing you need to do. Most of the time, it's not really easy. It's overwhelming. I used to tell my husband, I said, God is really giving me the grace. You can imagine having a child after 13 years. I have 2 grown-up big boys, I've forgotten everything about, all those petting and all that. But it's like God is bringing me back. Not actually for that child alone. I don't know what God has in mind. Maybe I will have a children ministry tomorrow, or I will have my own private school or something. So without learning that, you cannot be able to do it in a larger scale. So don't say my child. Most of the time, what you are doing with your children is not only for your children, it's for others outside. So you will be in a better position to be of a help to somebody out there. So please learn all you need to learn, because it will be of a great help for somebody tomorrow. You might not know. Let's go to the next, the third stage, which is ages 6 and 11. These are more important because they are called the pre-teen age. That is the pre-teen age. That is before teenagers. Pre-teen means before teenagers. This is the age of when they are moving towards becoming teenagers. Is another challenging stage. But when you equip yourself with knowledge, you will not have problem. You really know how to handle most of these things. Or let's say you already need, you're having problems. Sit down and relax. You will learn something that will be of a great help. This is the stage before they become teenagers, or we can say on their journey towards the teenage stage. Point number 1 under here, you need to make out time to talk with your child. Make out time to talk with him or her, because they really need it at this stage. Don't be too busy. Most parents are too busy to talk with the child. This is where they make mistake. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with money. You can give them all the money that you believe you have. Give them an expensive cell phone and all that. All those things are wonderful if you can afford them. But the most important is your time. I found that most mothers, they are taking them to expensive restaurant, giving them expensive clothes, expensive cell phone. Those things are wonderful, but they don't have time for this child. One thing with life, if you don't have time for these children, the social media will have time for them in a bad way, teaching them the bad way. Have you realized that most times they don't even teach the good things? Most of the good things on social media, they will make you to pay. They will charge you a fee, but the wrong ones are open, free. Sometimes they'll say, click here. Immediately you click, it comes. Wow, because they know it has a negative effect on the children. Please make out time to spend time with your children. It really pays. Even most times, it will baffle you as a mother. You wonder as if your children are made in heaven, but actually made in heaven because you have spent out time to spend time with them. Please don't be busy for your children, especially these ones that are moving towards the stage of teenagers. Point number 2 there, speak to your child in a respectful manner. Most parents, they are faulting in this. Is as a result of, I don't want to be, too early. I think it's coming later on one of my point. cultural background, the way we are brought up culturally, we believe you can talk to your child anyhow. Are they not children? They're small. No. Remember, this will affect their confidence in life as adults. So you need to be careful now how you talk to your child. When you talk to them disrespectfully, it affects their self-confidence. So you need to speak to your child in a respectful manner that presume a level of maturity and dignity to them. When you talk to them respectfully, it give them self-confidence and make them to believe more in themselves, knowing fully well that my mom or my dad respect me. Remember earlier on, I'm saying this my teaching is not saying it's only for mothers or for fathers. It's both. Parent. A parent here means a father or a mother. We should learn how to talk to our children, because most of the problem that we're having with these children, we are the fault. Remember, I told them not coming from the moon. God said I should use my practical example to teach people. I have been there, but I am the kind of a person, I'm very teachable. I learn. So I want you to learn all that you need to learn, because it will be of a great help to you and your children. All right. They also learn to speak respectfully to others when you speak to them respectfully. When you speak to them disrespectfully, they feel that's the way life is. So when they go outside, they can speak to any adult anyhow, because that's the way you speak to them. But when you give them the respect that they needed, they would actually be respectful children. Have you realized that when you greet your husband or when you greet your wife at home, the children will learn to greet easily? When they go out, it will not be difficult. Not that sometimes some people will say, can't you greet? Don't you know how to greet? It's wrong. It's actually the fault of the parents. Let's proceed. The third point on the ages of 6 to 11 is listen without contradicting and respect what you have heard in a more mature manner. Remember, sometimes maybe something happened. You need to listen to them. Let them speak. Not you doing the speaking, shouting and all that and all that. Most of the time, it aggravates them. They are human. They are not robots. They are not toys. They have feelings like us. Sometimes you need to respect this feeling. Hear them out, hear their own opinion, and then you judge from there. Finally, laugh with your child and admit your mistakes. It happens. This one is 6 to 11. I even do it with my 5-year-old. We laugh over it, say, oh, I'm sorry, I did this, I did it. So most of the time you say, Mommy, it's your mistake. Mommy, you made a mistake. You find out that when you do that, when they make mistake, they will find it very, very easy to admit that they made a mistake. Remember, children learn from example, and most of the time, I can't remember the topic, one of my teaching, I taught something about that the children, they actually do more what they see us do than what we command them to do. So we need to live exemplary life as parents. The final stage of the children is ages 12 to 18. This is the most difficult time. In one of my teaching, I said that teenagers, they make things difficult. Yes, that's the way. Because of the space of life they have found themselves, you really need to be careful at this stage. Because most of the time, my children used to say humorously, I'm the one that taught them anyway, the family is hard work. The saying is a normal saying, the family is hard work, but they will always say, Mommy is harder work. Why? Because of the way I relate with them. Why I relate with them with knowledge, not really in a bad way. They say humorously, they will say, family is hard work, mommy is harder work. Because they say most of the time when I come to their room, I'm actually coming to speak to them. You see them, I'm trying to fix the bed or trying to fix this. They say, Mommy, can't you leave us to be? I say, Mommy will always be mom. So sometimes they will just laugh and say, Mommy will always be mom. This is the way of laughing and having fun with your children. Make sure that you have fun with your children. You make yourself your friend so that they'll feel free to come to you when they are in difficult situation. Point number 1 on age 12 to 18. This is the teenage stage, 12 to 18. I would have added 19 here, but 19, is already moving to 20, which is what we call early adult stage, which we always call young adults. Those that just early 20s, they're called young adult. But I will not be going into that because those are already mature, those are already adult, remember, called young adult. But these are the places where we have greater work to do. Ages 12 to 18 is the teenage age. Remember, 12 is actually still 12, but we actually, most time we say teenage start from 13. But 12 is preparing to be 13. So you need to have all the knowledge you have. And because we know time flies, before you know, the child is already 13. Point number 1, show respect to your teenager's opinion. Whatever they say, whether it's wrong, whether it doesn't make sense, show respect first. Then you can say, okay, you try to explain why you didn't want to take that opinion. First of all, respect that opinion, not shouting, you don't make sense at all. Oh my goodness, most parents are at fault here. So parents go a long way tearing their teenagers down. You don't know you're destroying their self-confidence. They will never be confident among their peers. They will never be confident in front of their teachers. They will never be confident wherever they find themselves. Why? You have destroyed their self-confidence at home. That's why I say there is no time that is late for any parents to make amends. If you have been doing this, please stop immediately. Try to build the confidence of your child. No teacher will build that. Nobody will build the confidence of your child. It is only you, and it's done at home before they move out to face the world. Point number 2, find opportunities to talk with your child, your teenager. Talk with him or her. This may include watching TV together with them, having a car ride, driving them around, maybe to a restaurant or to a shop. It doesn't need to cost money, not even going to buy lunch. Maybe you're going for family shopping. You go with them, talk with them, let them feel comfortable. They're doing chores together, doing the dishes, doing their laundry and all that. Respect your teenager's privacy. This is another problem most parents don't have. It's not really easy, but you have. I remember sometimes, yeah, because it's overwhelming. My son will say, close the bathroom door. You'll be thinking, is it not the child that used to change diaper? Yeah, but time changes. They are no longer that baby. So you need to respect their privacy. If they say they need to be alone, you leave them. If they said they don't want you in your room, leave them. Do you know my son? They used to tell me knock. Most of the time I'll enter or knock, but now I've learned I'll knock. They'll be laughing. No, we're laughing over it because it's an adjustment. But you need to adjust. You need to allow them to have their privacy and keep their confidence. When you allow them to have their privacy, their confidence will be on the rise. The final point: show them that you trust them. Your teenagers, you have to make sure that you let them know that you trust them. In turn, encourage them to confide in you. Most people, they don't trust. I keep telling my children, I said, I trust you people. No matter what somebody comes to tell me outside, because I'm the one that brought you guys up. I trust you. I make them know that. So I said, but I don't trust your friends. I don't trust your schoolmates because I don't know them. I don't know their upbringing. But you and your brother, I trust them. It makes them have self-confidence. There's this lady that come to my house. She came for something to with my husband. So we brought my first son to greet her. She was like, that my first son talks like an adult, despite that he's young. That her son, that is 30-something years old, that is working in overseas, behaves like a teenager. You see, I think in one of my teaching, time will not permit me to go into that about the way people behave respectfully and all that. It has nothing to do with age. There are some men that are 50 years old, they are behaving like 15-year-old. There are some 15 years old boys that are behaving like adult. So it has to do with you building the self-confidence of your children. It has to be you as a parent, not the children. Be yourself as a parent to the teenagers. A teenager is old enough to respect you as an individual. You don't need to shout. You don't need to fight respect from them. You need to earn it from the way you treat them with respect, not forcefully, not harshly. In conclusion, I would like to let us know that the parent, we should go for knowledge about a whole lot of things that will affect change, how to treat it. Remember I said that my videos are treated on raising children, how to understand them, some things they do, why they do that and all that. So that's why I said this one is different. Today is just all about communication, how to communicate with them, but then it's trying to understand why they do some things they do. If you understand, you actually know that most of the things they're doing is as a result of the age stage where they are. It's not really that they're against you or they want to disobey you or they want to fight with you. You need to go and learn more about family life, about relationship, and also how to talk to our kids, especially the one that I'm dealing with today. Because most time we find out that the fault is from us parents, not from the children. We need to change. You need to change by putting whatever you have learned into knowledge. There are things here I put down that you need to do as a parent. First of all, change your mindset. The way you know parenting has been, maybe the way your parents have been raised you up and all that. Things are changing because of the advance of technology and development and all that. So you need to work on yourself. Another thing, change your attitude from your cultural background. These are the way to handle children. It has to be forcefully for them to respect and all that. No, go for more knowledge right now on how to treat children in a better way, not the way that our parents used to do. And also, I'm not saying don't take, like me myself, there are some good ways that our parents brought us up that is a great help to us. You can implement those ones that that are good. But those ones that are forcefully, that make us to be rebellious and all that, you don't employ them. You just discard them and go with the ones that will be of great help. Change your own harsh parental ways. Remember, I just said it, the one that made they were so harsh is not working now. Engage love and understanding. Love, actually, most of the things you're doing with them, let there be love. In parenting, it will be of a great help. That's where I'll be saying goodbye today. Keep it there with me, same time, same place, as I bring another inspiring teaching that will help us live victoriously in our everyday life. Try to put into practice what you have learned today. You will actually see a great change in your children, so that you will enjoy them the way that you're supposed to be. See you next week. Bye.